Hey YouTube, this is Hurdle Gang back with another video. Today we're going to be doing something different again. So last time, as you know, I made a tier list video, which you guys should check out if you haven't already. Today I will be reviewing and doing my best to give a non-spoiler version of the new series on Netflix, Tekken Bloodline. If you haven't already checked it out, you should definitely check it out. It came out August 18th, so it came out a couple days ago. So yeah, it's on there right now. If you guys are like a big fan of just like Tekken, if you're a fan of anime, honestly, you should check it out. But I feel like for Tekken fans like me who've just been lovers of the series since, well, for me personally, Tekken 2 is my first Tekken game. So that's when I first started playing it. I was 10 years old. It was 2003. That's when I first got it. Been a fan of the series ever since. So if you're a huge fan of Tekken, like in general, I feel like you should be checking it out. If you like anime, if you like new anime series, you should check it out. But specifically for like people who, loyalists of like the series, the genre, like this should definitely hit home for you. Like I said, I'm gonna try my best to keep it spoiler free. I know a lot of people haven't seen it already. If you haven't seen it already, like what are you doing? Like, check it out. It's a pretty easy watch. It's only 6 episodes. Every episode's about between 25-27 minutes long. So I honestly was able to finish it in one night. I binged it in one night. Didn't take long at all. Maybe a couple hours at most. So it's a really easy watch. If you're a fan of like the series, like you should definitely be able to watch it with ease. So getting right into it. I want to say I wasn't like the biggest fan of like a lot of like the character models. Specifically my guy Paul Phoenix. Like I feel like they kind of butchered him a little bit. Like they could put a little bit more work into like the animation and some like the character models. I'm not gonna go into every single character, but Paul wasn't that great. I'll say the ones that were good. Jin was pretty good. Heihachi was okay. Ling Xiaoyu was in there. She was okay. Nina was okay. And then there's characters that they put models in there, but they didn't really have any. They really didn't have a lot of like screen time. They had Anna. They had Marduk. Leroy wasn't too good. His character model wasn't too good. He was another surprise addition to it. But I feel like they probably included him to like appease some of like the new generation of like Tekken players and Tekken fans. But like us old school people are like, all right, why is he really in there? But now that I'm part of like the new school as well, since I've also been a part of the old school, I understand why they added Leroy in there. But they could have did a little bit better on his character artwork. It wasn't too good. But yeah, I feel like they tried to appease a lot of the fan base in general. I think they tried to hit like a medium by having like obviously the main cast from like the old school, and then like they try to add some new school in there too, and trying to just merge them together. So I applaud them for trying to do their best with that. I feel like the first 2 episodes, you said I'm not gonna spoil. I'm not really gonna try to spoil anything like major. There's definitely a lot of Easter eggs that just like if you're a fan of just Tekken in general, you're gonna see these Easter eggs and you're just gonna be like, man, wow, they actually did that. Like that really takes me back to like the Tekken 2, definitely the Tekken 2, Tekken 3 days. I feel like I played actually more so Tekken 2 because I didn't really play Tekken 3 all that much. I never owned Tekken 3. I mainly played it in the arcades, but like Tekken 2, I owned. And some of the Easter eggs, you just once you see them on the screen, you're just like, man, that really takes me back. Seeing personally, my favorite female character in Tekken, not even just the older Tekkens, but Tekken as a whole, it was always Jun Kazama. It was really nice seeing her make an appearance in the series. And if you're familiar with the Tekken series, this anime series primarily takes place within the storyline of Tekken 3. So you get a little taste of some of the character storylines, primarily Jin's storyline, how he enters the tournament, why he enters the tournament. So you get to be a little more familiar with that, especially earlier on. I feel like when they actually get to like the fighting scenes, like you really, especially this is primarily for people who are like really familiar with like Tekken, and you know like a lot of characters' moves and stuff like that. Like you're gonna see a lot of characters like signature moves. Like you're gonna see Nina's signature move. You're gonna see Heihachi's. You see Jin's special moves. You see a little bit of everything. Paul. You get to see his burning fist. You get to see a lot of King's grabs. Ling Xiaoyu. Like you see a lot of characters. Even Leroy. You get to see him if you play Tekken 7. You're familiar with Leroy. You know what he does. Like the kung fu. You get to see what a lot of his moves are about. It really like hits home when you see like, man, like they really did that move, like they really brought it in there, and I feel like they honestly, I think they knew how to like appease a lot of the fan base by just including that in there, and honestly, it just put like a smile to my face when I was just like watching it like on the big screen, like in my living room, like 65-inch TV, surround sound, like all the bells and whistles going about, like seeing like Paul hit that burning fist, like. Honestly, it was perfect. One thing I wish they did a little bit more of, like when the actual like tournament started, I kind of wish we saw like a lot of like more of like the fights, because like I think it's only 6 episodes of the anime, so I feel like if they had like stretched it to like 10 episodes, maybe they could like have more time and still keep it like the same like 25 to 26, 27 minute running time, but maybe include some of the fights that they kind of just like glossed over. Like we say I'm not gonna go too much into detail, but there's a fight. There was Paul was supposed to fight Kuma in the match, but all they did was just show the card. Okay, Kuma fighting Paul, but that's it. You don't see the fight. And same thing with like Marduk and King, where and Anna and someone else, but like Yoshimitsu. Like you say, you see these character models, but you don't see them actually play. And I feel like if they had just made the series just a little bit longer, they could have spent a little bit more time, just like. And I feel like honestly, like fans of like those characters would have been even like psyched to see that. They would have been like, "Yo, I get to see Yoshimitsu, I get to see Kuma or Marduk," but you don't really get to see those characters. You just see like it's just like a little tease. You see their model, you see their face, but you don't hear them talk or anything. It's just that's it. And I'm just like, that was a kind of a missed opportunity. And I guess I think they know like if they. The episodes would have had to be a little bit longer, or they would have had to like make additional episodes, and maybe their budget didn't allow for them to spend more time with like those additional characters. But I feel like some characters like they probably deserve that because they're so like they're like legacy characters like Yoshimitsu. I feel like they could have made that work. He's a legacy character. He's been in every single Tekken game. Give him some screen time. And I'm not even like a big Yoshimitsu fan, but I recognize like he's a legacy character. He's important. All right, you can give him a little screen time. It doesn't have to be long, but give him a little something. But yeah, when it comes down to the battles, like the battles were very intense. Like you said, I'm not gonna like go too crazy into the details, but I was definitely entertained. When you see like Jin during his training and Heihachi's training him in the beginning for the tournament, like the fights, seeing Heihachi with his electrics, like if you're familiar with Tekken, you know Heihachi has like electric moves. And he's teaching Jin how to like incorporate this new style because his mom Jun was taught him a different version of it, but his version was really more for like really like intense fighting. And you see him like utilize that when the actual tournament starts. So yeah, you get to see like a lot of familiar tactics from a lot of different characters. And as a whole, I feel like the reason why, and this is just like a stretch. This is not something I know for a fact. I think the reason why they're doing this series is partly because I think they want to hype up, Tekken 8 a little bit more. Because if you're not familiar, with like the Tekken series, the new Tekken game will be Tekken 8, obviously. There was recently a trailer. Well, they didn't say it was Tekken 8, but we kind of know it's Tekken 8. So they did a trailer of after one of these. It was a tournament. It's called Evo, they placed the tournament after after everything was over, and they revealed the it was like a teaser trailer. It wasn't really too much. So the Tekken 2 or Tekken 1 ending of Kazuya was him throwing Heihachi off a mountain. And if you're familiar with Tekken 7's ending the main ending, Kazuya throws Heihachi off throws him into a volcano. And so the Tekken 8 possibly teaser trailer was you're looking up at Kazuya when Kazuya turns to the camera and he pans to the camera and just does his signature smile or smirk. It cuts to like a HD, like super high resolution, like best looking graphic of Kazuya doing like that signature smile again. And basically, that's pretty much just like, them revealing like, okay, Tekken 8 is most likely gonna be the next Tekken game. So I think they're going to make this anime series to fall in line with that next Tekken game. So this came out, August 2022. I'm thinking Tekken 8 might come out sometime in like early 2024. So like, I feel like they're gonna do another season of Tekken Bloodline. And it might take place in the Tekken 4 storyline. Then they might do Tekken 5, then Tekken 6, then Tekken 7. But that's provided they I'm hoping it doesn't take like a whole year for them to do like another series. So if they do it like maybe every 6 months, I feel like it might fall in line with like a release date for like Tekken 8. But this all depends on like when like Tekken 8 gets released, because we don't know when it's really getting released yet. So we're all just speculating like, alright, maybe it comes out early 2024, it might come out late 2024 or late 2023, but that'd be on the earlier side. So given like the storyline and like how it follows Tekken 3 storyline, and it pretty much followed it to a T for the most part. And they might try to gloss over a little bit of the series. They might try to gloss over Tekken 4, and maybe go more into Tekken 5, Tekken 6, Tekken 7, and then like, alright, Tekken 8's on the horizon. Let's wait for it to come out, and then bam, they're like, all hype has finally been built up. So I think this anime series kind of like, honestly, when it first got released, I was just like, yo, this is really happening? Like, they did an anime movie of Tekken before, but I would say like the actual live action movies, which were pretty bad. I forget when it came out, but I wouldn't even recommend watching it. Like, anime is probably the best version of like Tekken you'll ever see. Like, it shouldn't be a live action movie. It should always just be an anime. And I feel like them sticking with this, like, honestly, it was perfect. Like, I wasn't perfect. I wouldn't say everything was perfect with the actual series. I'm not giving my rating after I'm done. There's a lot of things that I love, like the nostalgia I loved, obviously. But I think as a whole, them just doing like this anime, just for like fans, because I think Tekken has a very dedicated fan base. I think them doing this really just like hit home for a lot of us. Honestly, I wasn't really expecting it. When it finally got released, I was like, well, are they really doing this? Like, wow, like this is crazy. And then finally getting to watch it, it was just like, it was almost kind of surreal for me. So I think it definitely was good timing for them to like make this series. So shout out to Harada, developers, everyone that like put in work for like the series. Like y'all definitely I personally appreciate them doing it. Even if a lot of people probably aren't like pleased with it. It's Tekken ultimately, so like honestly, like if it's Tekken, I'm gonna watch it. If you're a big Tekken fan, you should watch it regardless. So yeah, like I will say, I'll try to go for my rating now of the series. Like I said, while it's not perfect, it definitely has its highs. They say for me personally, as a fan of like just Tekken in general, I feel like there's a lot of things that I just I just had to just like applaud and just marvel at. And then there's things where I feel like okay, they probably like kind of like slacked, and maybe like their budget wasn't as high, maybe they couldn't really dedicate as much resources into certain things, certain aspects of the show. So maybe I can put that into perspective as well. But as a whole, I will say like I'll give it like an 8.5. Honestly, it is definitely watchable. I wouldn't say there's anything that I hate. Well, there's a couple things that I hated, but then I'd be spoiling if I just like said it. But that's only because like I'm just such a hardcore fan of Tekken, so I can judge a little harshly in some aspects of it. But I'm looking at the big picture, and looking at the big picture, I feel like I know what they're trying to do with like this show, building up the hype, for the new Tekken game that's going to be coming out within the next maybe year or two. I'm thinking 2 at the most, because I feel like they're kind of in high development of it. But yeah, I will definitely say it's definitely watchable. If you're a fan, like I said, if you're a fan of anime, if you're a fan of Tekken, you should definitely check it out. I feel like it kind of appeases both crowds: the hardcore fans, the new school fans, us old school legacy fans. Like I feel like it brings everyone to like a full circle, and we all kind of just meet in the middle. So like I said, if you're a fan of like all that, check it out. It's on Netflix. Came out August 18th. He said I did my best not to do any major spoilers. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you like the video, comment, like, subscribe. Check out my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/HurdleGang. Drop a follow. I stream a couple of days out the week, so if you like my content here, check out my live content there. But I hope you guys, like the video, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.